Keith Heller. We're going to get started here in just a few moments. Hello, everyone. We're going to be starting our webinar, CRM Options for Enterprise Nonprofits, in just a couple minutes here. Hello, everybody. We've got a couple people still getting online here, so we're going to give them a minute, and then we'll jump into our webinar today. Good morning, everybody. This is Keith Heller. I want to welcome you to our webinar today in the series CRM Options for Enterprise Nonprofits. Today we're going to be joined by our colleagues at the Salesforce.org, and they're going to be talking about the Nonprofit Success Pack. This webinar is one in a series. It's the second one. Our first one last month was an overview of CRM Options and how you go about selecting software, thinking about that. Really encourage you to look at that webinar, and it's available on our website, and the links are easy to find. Today, as I noted, Salesforce.org is here to talk to us about Nonprofit Success Pack, and over the next several months, we'll be joined by additional vendors, Blackbaud, NGO Connect, Round Corner, Clearview, Stratus Live, and Roy Solutions. So we certainly hope that this will provide you with a good view of what's available in the marketplace for enterprise nonprofits when you go to look for a new CRM or fundraising system. I'm going to just note a few things before we turn it over to our colleagues today. It's just a reminder of Heller's skills and services. We help with CRM strategy and design, much like an architect helps with the building of a house, and then we actually build it with our CRM implementation services. Moving people onto their chosen solutions. We try to do that, of course, with the most bringing to bear our technical skills, the business process skills, and also strategy and tying it out to the strategies of your organization. And finally, we do a tremendous amount around fundraising and engagement in both the offline and online spaces. We've been doing this work for 20 years, and we really understand that context. So just a few framing comments, and these are called from that first webinar, but things that I wanted to highlight again, and I think are particularly relevant to our guests today and their offering. First is market trends. Overall, many nonprofits, and if we're in a big room, I'd ask you to raise your hands, but that gets a little awkward on the phone. Many nonprofits are out looking for new solutions, and the solutions that they're on are 10 years or older. And at that point, those solutions are really starting to probably break down for the organization. If they're not actually breaking down, they're confining, constraining what kinds of strategies you can act on, simply because of the way the technology changes over time. A parallel I like to use is think about if you had to use a cell phone that was 10 years old. It's hard to remember what kind of phone I had at that time. I might have had a BlackBerry, but I probably had a flip phone. Now, I thought it was cool, but I couldn't do what I do now, live the life that I live, run the business that I do, if I was on that older technology. And similarly, that can be true of nonprofits on their older fundraising CRM solutions. The good news is that in those intervening years, there's been amazing advances in technology that are really, truly, genuinely helpful to nonprofits and how you run your organization. A lot of that advancement is coming in the commercial space, and what's nice for us in nonprofits is that working with the right vendors, we can see the advances in the commercial space coming to us in the nonprofit space at a more rapid clip. All that R&D money that vendors spend on improving their technologies, and then the money that their customers on the commercial side spend to improve that product, those benefits can come through to us on the nonprofit side in a way that was not true a decade ago. We've also seen the emergence of what we call a true CRM platform, and I'll be talking about what a CRM is in just a moment here, and powerful business intelligence and analytics. And these are reporting tools that go well beyond what you might think of as traditional reporting, such as crystal reports. These tools can tie into multiple systems, bring that data together without the use of, without writing complicated integrations, and display that information in a way that is far more intuitive through dashboards and maps and such, so that it becomes much more actionable than your standard traditional reporting. And finally, this point, moving along the adoption curve, what I've just said has been true for several years, the availability of these technologies and such. However, it took greater effort to make those technologies work for any one individual nonprofit. And what we've seen over the last several years is a real movement of larger and larger number of nonprofits adopting these technologies, making them work for nonprofit institutions, so that as you here today are looking at your options, you can be confident that you are not on the bleeding edge of things. There will be areas where on the cutting edge, and that can be strategically very beneficial to you, but you won't be the first ones out there adopting some of these new technologies. You'll have peers who will have already kind of laid some of the groundwork for what you're thinking of doing. So overall, takeaway, it's a really great time to be out choosing new technology. So whether or not it was a strategic decision to be choosing software in 2017 rather than 2012, let's just call it strategic and pat yourselves on the back for that. So way to go. So a little bit platform versus a fundraising system, because you're going to hear these words. A fundraising system is fundamentally focused in that bottom left circle. How do we nurture our prospects and donors, and how do we nurture our constituents simply from the perspective of them being prospects and donors? When you look at a platform can hold information and help you carry out your business outside of that sphere. You can extend into mission and mission delivery and client services and such. You can extend into greater engagement, whether that engagement is traditional offline channels, online, social, communities, and all of these pieces can operate within a single environment, which has a great benefit technically and from business process efficiency. But the most important piece is that it allows you to interact with your constituents in the holistic way that they interact with you, because for many organizations, their prospects aren't simply prospects. They're also might be beneficiaries of the mission. They might be volunteers supporting the mission. They might be activists carrying out advocacy. They might be social media supporters and such. And so a platform can give you a view into that constituent in a holistic way that allows you to relate to them in the fullness of how they relate to you, which increases their sense of the positive relationship that you're nurturing with them. So that's a little bit on platform versus fundraising system. And finally, when you go to look at these systems, what's important, we think, is to develop what we call a CRM Vision. CRM Vision is the big picture. Why are we changing technologies? Why are we putting ourselves through this? Which is something you'll ask in the middle of implementation sometimes. Why are we doing this? And the CRM Vision you craft at the beginning to help you get the big picture. Fundamentally, how is our organization going to better serve our constituents because we do this, go through this initiative. We're going to deliver more of our mission. We're going to deliver it more broadly to a wider swath of people, more efficiently. We're going to raise more funds for it. We're going to increase support in our marketing through our volunteer efforts for advocacy, and all of this is going to expand our mission. So sitting down and really articulating what that CRM vision is part of change management, part of driving the organization to really get on board with this. And you see here the key questions that you want to be able to answer as part of that CRM vision process. So we have a few resources that can help you about that. We have other webinars, we have papers and things. So here you see the slide. We'll be distributing the slides later with the links, and we really encourage you to take a look at those and start to work on your CRM vision so you can really get the most out of the products and platforms that you adopt. So with that, I want to turn things over to our colleagues at salesforce.org, and thank you for being here to show us what your offering is. And if someone wants to take away control from me. There we go.
Great. Thanks so much, Keith, for the opportunity to present, and thanks so much everyone on the line for joining us today. So we are very excited to present to you all on the Nonprofit Success Pack. Before we get started, please be aware of our forward-looking statements. If you can't read it here, you can find it on our website. But they state that Salesforce.org is widely recognized as an innovative organization, and we may make some forward-looking statements during this presentation. So please remember to make any purchasing decisions based on currently available technology. So again, hello, my name is Andrea Schiller, and I'm a product marketing manager here at Salesforce.org. I am joined by Dario Mallerman, a senior solution engineer who's going to be doing a really fantastic demo of NPSP for you today. Here's a quick snapshot of what we're going to go over through the next 45 minutes or so. We'll begin with a brief introduction to Salesforce.org and describe the 3 pillars that make Salesforce.org so unique. And then we'll dive into what the Nonprofit Success Pack is, and Dario will make that come alive with a really great demo. And then from there, we'll discuss the amazing community we have around NPSP and highlight what organizations should use NPSP. Then we'll have some time available for questions at the end. So I want to start with a brief overview of Salesforce.org. If you're not familiar with Salesforce.org, we are the social impact arm of Salesforce.com, where we develop products specific to nonprofits and higher education institutions. And we consider ourselves a global force for good, with the mission of empowering our trailblazers to accelerate impact in their community in a whole new way. And we do this in 3 ways: through our technology, through our strategic grants, and through our community engagement. And what we're focused on today is the technology pillar of Salesforce.org. And we deliver the world's best nonprofit and educational technology solutions at affordable rates so that organizations such as the National Aquarium and other nonprofits like yours on the line can have access to the same cutting-edge technology that Fortune 500 companies do. And what a lot of people don't know is that when a nonprofit purchases Salesforce technology, we reinvest these funds into the community through our strategic grants. So we're influencing the community more than just providing our technology. And of course, none of this is done in the silo, and community engagement is a key component as well. And this goes beyond Salesforce employees to include our partners, customers, grantees, fellow companies, and online community as well. And we believe that we are stronger together than we would be alone. So our goal is to really mobilize our network to give back in the ways that make sense for them. So through volunteering, donating, consulting, advising, and more. And to date, we've donated over 2 million hours overall as an organization, which we're really excited about. And when building on the Salesforce platform, we worked really collaboratively with the nonprofit community for many, many years. And we've really benefited from nonprofits being vocal about the challenges that they're facing when they're delivering programs, or when they're trying to raise more funds, or when they're trying to engage with their constituents. And as a result, we've developed technology solutions that meet these nonprofit needs. At the base of all of these solution areas is what Salesforce.org's vision for nonprofits of all sizes is. And what we call this at Salesforce.org is the connected nonprofit. And this is really the platform that Keith was talking about earlier. Because of the demand placed on nonprofits today to perform like never before, to deliver programs, to report out on the impact an organization is making, and to talk to constituents on channels that make sense to them, nonprofits no longer need just a solution for their fundraising or just a marketing solution that offers, you know, one way to do a certain thing. And what the connected nonprofit platform provides is an integrated system that covers every aspect of your organization's operations, which means that all of your data is connected. So the fundraising department can talk to the programs department and share real impact numbers with key stakeholders. And marketing can leverage the fundraising data to deliver constituents targeted, personalized messages that really resonate with them and drive them to action. And the value of all of this is that you can gain a 360-degree view of your entire organization in one place. And today we're going to be highlighting the Nonprofit Success Pack, or NPSP as we call it, which lays the foundation of the connected nonprofit overall. And before we jump into an NPSP overview, we're excited to share that our vision is paying off for tens of thousands of nonprofits that are using Salesforce today. And here's what they're telling us. They're telling us that they're seeing real results across fundraising and engagement and IT and ultimately impact. And this stat isn't here, but 89% of our customers say that Salesforce has allowed them to better achieve their mission, which we think is extremely important. And all of these stats are important because it really represents the challenges that nonprofits are facing. And with great technology, nonprofits no longer have to face these these challenges. And the Nonprofit Success Pack is at the foundation to help all nonprofits achieve these goals. So what the Nonprofit Success Pack does is it takes the world's #1 CRM and turns it into the #1 CRM for nonprofits by building on top of the great Salesforce.com platform and making it really usable and fantastic for nonprofits of all sizes. And NPSP provides 3 fundamental values that we like to highlight. First, we've created an industry standard data architecture that configures Salesforce out of the box for nonprofits, which means that you can get started a lot faster. And as mentioned, NPSP is built on the Salesforce platform, which means that you can grow and scale easily thanks to the incredible flexibility of the platform and the robust ecosystem of apps and partners that can help you implement your nonprofit vision. So you're really part of a really fantastic, great ecosystem that can help you achieve all of your goals. Second, we offer strong constituent and donor management capabilities. So with all of your organization data in one place, you're really going to have a really great insight into all of your constituents, and again, gaining that 360-degree view of your organization. And you're able to have this view from anywhere at any time thanks to our fantastic mobile capabilities that are offered through Salesforce as well. And we also simplify reporting, which is a huge pain point for organizations. NPSP allows you to pull reports without the help of IT, and we provide over 70 reports and dashboards out of the box for fundraising and programs to make reporting easier than ever before. And the last value and pillar, it's actually my favorite part around NPSP, is the global community power movement behind this product. That includes partners like Heller, experts and customers that are sharing best practices with each other and helping ensure that we're meeting all of the needs of nonprofits. So some of the great things that we'll be highlighting, nonprofits, yeah. We want to also talk about the App Exchange. The App Exchange is an app marketplace of third-party apps that allow you to extend your capabilities and functions of NPSP. Dozens are created specifically for nonprofits. So if we don't have a feature that you need to help you achieve your mission, you're more than likely to find it on the App Exchange as well. And a quick overview of some of the things we'll be highlighting during the demo. Again, the data architecture, complex constituent management capabilities, donation management, volunteer management, and really fantastic reports and mobile capabilities. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Dario to give you a demo of NPSP so you can see it yourself.
Not a problem. Yeah.
Great.
Let me just, you can see my screen now?
Yeah, we can.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andrew, and thanks everybody for attending this webinar. My name is Dario Mallerman. I've been with Salesforce for over 3 years. I'm super excited on these past 3 years that passed super fast. And I'm so excited to get to show you the latest of the NPSP package and the things that you hopefully be able to do utilizing the best of two worlds, that is Salesforce and NPSP. One thing is, because we are over 100 people, I just saw that on the GoToMeeting, so please feel free to ask questions in the chat within the GoToMeeting. There are folks that are going to be able to answer some of those, and then we also have some Q&A at the end, so we can answer some of the questions for everybody, so we can also learn from each other. So again, feel free to keep pointing those questions to the GoToMeeting chat. So let's get started. So one thing you guys seeing right now is the incredible Lightning UI within Salesforce. I'm going to make it a little bit larger so you guys can see a little bit better. There. So you see my home screen. This is, every time I go to the office, there's two things that I do. One is when I get my coffee, I log in here. I am the main administrator, so I can see everything that is happening within my nonprofit. In this case, you guys can see that it's called Steps. Steps is a fake organization that I utilize here for purpose of the demo. So it's not like you're going to learn new, information from Steps, or you're going to get a new, major donor by just looking at this webinar. But here one thing that is key is, NPSP is fully Lightning ready from the beginning to end. So Lightning is one of the latest UI that was launched maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, for Salesforce to make sure that end users have better UI to be able to do the daily operations from sales, fundraising, service related to cases, on and on and on and on. So this allows you again to have a fully Lightning ready product as well. And second, NPSP is also fully mobile ready. A lot of the things that I do on a daily basis is utilizing my mobile device. Before, again, I was saying getting into the office and get my coffee, and I started checking, my dashboards, reports, even things that I need to follow up during my day. So as soon as I log in, here you see your home screen. This can be customized. Again, based on your needs. If you are the CEO, you may be able to see a dashboard similar to this one to be able to track how much, I need to go in this case for my quarterly performance. I can do something for my annual as well. Be able to see how far I need to go from donations on a specific date as well. But if you are your volunteer manager or an event manager, you can definitely customize your dashboards as part of your Lightning UI and be able to add the dashboard that really matters to you. Then one thing on the right, we have what we call Assistant, and this is something that I love personally because it's when Salesforce is starting to become a little bit more intelligent and become so to help you on a daily task and activities. The Assistant, what it does in this case, is tells me there's what opportunities do I need to follow out. And remember, this is your virtual assistant. So here it tells me I have, a donation that has, 30 days without any activity that I may want to follow up directly here. So I can actually always create a new task and be able to follow up in this case with, reach our average case households for these major gifts as well. You may have one like I have today, but you may have a few of these assistance activities that you have to follow up. And that's some to be that they already passed the day they need to close, or some because they don't have activities as well. Then at the bottom, I can see all my tasks for today. I have to schedule a lunch, be able to talk about a scholarship or sponsorship with Rachel, and on and on. So these tasks are part of the activity record that I'm going to show you in a little bit, but it's key for your daily activities. Again, at the left, I have upcoming events and recent records that I was able to view recently. Remember, again, you can customize it at any time, at any way. So now that I'm on my homepage, the first thing I usually then do is able to start looking at my dashboards. The main administrator, I want to see what's going on overall with STEPS. STEPS is a nonprofit that, do many things to help, in this case, women in the U.S. so they don't become homeless, so they provide case management, they provide cases, but they also need to raise funds so we can provide a lot of services. So in this case, you can see that I have a lot of dashboards that gives me that 360 view of what's going on with STEPS. I can see myself that I'm actually doing great so far, close to the 1.5 million goal. I'm able to see the marketing, where the leads are coming from, especially for NPSP. If I utilize some tools like, the marketing cloud within Salesforce or Pardot, there is incredible connection with the nonprofit success package. But remember that, a dashboard is just a visualization of your report, of your data. So the beauty about this is I can always click here and be able to view the data that is behind that incredible dashboard. And remember, you do need to have access to this as well. So if you have an intern that doesn't have the privacy to be able to access that, not going to be able to view any data or be able to edit the dashboard that we're doing here. But, if I want to edit, some of it will go back, is able to, because I don't have access to this one, it's going to be able to drag and drop based on the needs that you guys have within that report, and be able to move certain fields based on the needs that we have here. Go back here, and in this case, we have, for example, another, some donations, pipeline analysis, and again, be able to view the report as well at any time. Now that I have, I was able to view what's going on within STEPS, my next step is really going to one of my top individuals. Her name is Rachel Morris. Rachel Morris is part of the Rachel and John Morris household. And this is key because this is what we were talking about, the architecture within NPSP. NPSP uses the household model that allows you to track husband and wife, partners, boyfriend that live in the same household, or any type of relationship that you want to track within that specific account. The beauty of this is all the donation opportunities are going to be listed on the account level. You can always self-credit. I have a lot of clients and nonprofits that would love to self-credit, and I'm going to show you in a little bit how you can see, how in this case Rachel and John are doing overall, or I can only see how Rachel, because it's my primary contact, be able to view that as well. Oops. Let me do this. There. Now, here, I can see that Rachel is our primary contact. We have 2 household members. I want to decide, she hasn't given gift this year, but, there was a giving on the 2017 that hasn't actually, is a pledge in there. We have be able to see a lot of the details about how you want to address, in this case, from like formal greeting or informal greetings, like the salutations. Be able to manage a lot of the addresses that have within the record. Again, I love these because it gives you without even running a report in NPSP, be able to see the first gift, last gift, average gift, even the best gift here. Be able to have, just a part of what's going on, because I want to ask Rachel for a large gift. So before I do this, I just want to make sure that I can see what's going on in this case. And again, besides having the donation information within NPSP, here is all the donations totals to give me, again, how many gifts, the number of gifts, and any other information that's going to be relevant to me. For some of you, I know some of you guys do membership. You can also have, with NPSP, be able to manage a lot of that membership information, especially for the arts and cultural museums type of organizations. Or not, I have a lot of nonprofits that also do membership on an annual basis as well. They give you certain benefits, so you can also track membership information as well. If this is something that you guys don't do, the beauty in Salesforce is you can always, besides minimize it, you can also remove it from the layout and just not have it as part of your overall layout. On the top here, and this is what part of the new Lightning UI, is be able to see all the activities that happen within the record. In this case, all the meetings, phone calls, emails, even the one-to-one activities that you guys directly did there. If you use Gmail or Outlook, we have an incredible integration. Our goal is that you guys don't enter data. So if you do send an email utilizing either one of those two solutions, you can automatically add those tasks and those emails within the activity record within that account or contact record. So great information. So now I'm going to go more just to want to see what's going on really with Rachel. Remember, went to that account. Now we're going to actually see the contact record. And here I can see she's a senior director. We can see it. Remember, we already know that becomes part of the Rachel and John household and all other information that is key that I want to see just on the top on my contact record, and again, easy to customize. I have one account owner. We can see that John is the main account owner within Salesforce. Within Steps. But if you do want to also follow up what's going on within Rachel, I can also, like I do here, is follow the record and be able to give me an overall activities, what's going on in this case with Rachel. One thing about NPSP that I think is incredible, I know I'm going to say a few things incredible, but this one is with us for a lot of nonprofits, is be able to separate the individual relationships against the organization affiliations. And it makes it much easier to really track and be able to run reports. You can also make them together and be able to run those reports as well within the dashboard that you have. But in this case, I'd be able to see all the relationships, that in this case I'll click me all. You want to see all the relationships that we have within Rachel. So we can see, definitely John is the husband, the coworker, any also explanation that you want to add, because sometimes it's not just as clear or clear as you want it to be. So you can actually add a different type of relationship. And in this case, we know all these are definitely current relationships within Rachel's record. Then, is what I was saying before, is be able to see the affiliations that she has. In this case, we know she works for the JP Morgan Chase Foundation, so this is going to be key, especially if you go to ask for maybe a grant or or a sponsorship. I can always talk to Rachel, be able to help me to facilitate that information directly there. At the bottom, I'll be able to see all the campaign history that Rachel was part of. Because of the incredible integration we have with the marketing tools. It could be that maybe she was invited to an event. It could be also that was invited to a campaign for direct mail if needed for a specific campaign. Maybe it could be a capital campaign. Or it could be also any other acquisitions campaign that you guys run on an annual basis to be able to bring new records, new prospects, new contacts to your NPSP. Here I can see, all your donations that happen because we're self-credit directly to Rachel, and then be able to see now the engagement plan. And I want to stop here because this is one of the latest features within NPSP. Be able to manage engagement plans because now I want to ask her for, a $5,000 gift. So there's all these steps that I have to do. So if I'm going to create a new engagement plan, I can decide what type of engagement plan. Maybe I want to do a major stewardship plan. And what does that mean is I base this plan based on a template. So I don't have to create all those tasks and activities. And you guys already have this because maybe you have it on Excel, maybe you have it on a little notebook, maybe you have it on a notepad or written on a wall right in your office. And what I mean with that is you have the task and activities created. You have to call Rachel. You have to send a thank you mail. You have to send the board report with the latest numbers. You have to have a dinner with Rachel and maybe your CEO. So while you can have all those tasks and activities automatically added to the records, and then how long it took you to be able to get that $5,000 record, $5,000 gift within NPSP or Salesforce. Another thing that is the beauty about these engagement plans, they're not just tied to donations. You can also tie it to a case. You can also tie it to a campaign, or you can tie it to any other activity in the account as well. Then it makes it really important. So they get not tied to donations. So I'm going to cancel these, but let me show you how one of these engagement plans actually look like. I'm going to edit one of those, and this is one of my templates, because I'm going to be using this template not just with Rachel, as I said before, but with other new major donors that I want to acquire, or new major gifts that I want to add to steps for this fiscal year. So I can see, my major gift. I can also talk about when the engagement plans assigns, who should it be assigned to. I want to always say to the person who created the plan, in this case will be me. I want to skip the weekends and always, talk about Mondays when the task is due. You know what I mean? I always want to update the tell task. What I mean with that is you can have tasks that are dependent on each other. So, I have task one here is, saying a congratulations for achieving, in this case, major donor, but she hasn't yet. After that, we want to call a donor, and then we want to share impact report with a donor. So all these are, dependent on each other, because, we can't do a call to donor until we haven't sent the congratulations, email or letter directly to them. All these, again, gets updated every time that you complete it. And the beauty about engagement plans, they use the task object within Salesforce, so it makes it really easy to see all these activities in the area that I just showed you a few minutes ago within the contact record. So every time that you update, that task will automatically also update your engagement plan. And then, you can also have tasks that go at the same time. For example, we know that, here we want to turn into the honor wall within steps. I'll be able to invite them to another activity or event. So all those can be happening parallel with a specific engagement plan. You can definitely add these engagement plans, I will say, on the manual basis, but you can also have a more, what we call, automated way. And what I mean is, let's say that when someone achieves a specific level, then create an engagement plan based on that. And levels is also a new feature within the NPSP package that allows you to have different levels, not just, again, for fundraising, but you can also have levels for volunteers, for those who actually do volunteers hours within steps or within your organization. In this case, we have a level called major donor, and we know that if someone gives a minimum of $1,000 and maximum, I want to leave it blank, because there's not, I want to automatically create a donor stewardship plan. So all those steps and tasks that I just showed to you, imagine be automatically created within the contact record, and then be pushed to your major gift officer to start being able to do the stewardship for that record. Fantastic, no? Save you a lot of time be able to do that as well. So going back to Rachel, we can go here. We can, also see, remember, because NPSP also does a lot of fundraising, does program management and volunteers, is be able to track volunteers' hours within the NPSP package and what shifts and what campaigns he actually did. Again, incredible for those folks that manage a lot of volunteers as well. If you want to see a lot of more, again, detailed information, there's a lot of robust contact, preferred email addresses, and again, on all the donation information that matter. Included in this case, we have the volunteer information that, this is only showing up on the contact record. So, Rachel can actually, sign up on your website, be able to find out the shift that you have to do, and be able to track these hours and days or campaigns based on, the jobs that actually she was assigned or she wanted to work or volunteer as part of her activity. steps because it does a lot of things helping a woman to hopefully get a job and doing, not become homeless in this case in the U.S. It does also a little bit of program management as well. So what I want to show you is how also NPSP allows you to utilize Salesforce communities to be able to track a lot of the program management. And in this case, think about someone like a Rose. Rose is an individual that is looking for services. So as soon as she, follow a form within that specific community, she can actually have these steps automatically created or, an engagement plan based on those questions that were answered. She recently, started and it was already assigned. In this case, Jamie is one of your, advocates, could be a case manager, or one of those individuals helping Rose, hopefully, with some of the issues that she has. And you can see that there are already some tasks that were created. She has to submit a job history. There's some survey with skills, and there's some mock interview number 1 and number 2 that she has to have it as well. She can also, here within the community, be able to some of the cases that we're working, because Rose actually lost a place that she was living, so we're trying to find out long-term housing. She can always go here, be able to see how that case is happening, if there's any updated information. And she can always, close this case or be able to add a comment if we need a little further information for Rose to help it within the communities. I know I've been talking, a lot of things, but you can see how NPSP is fully robust and can help you with it, from, fundraising for engagement, be able to work with your volunteers and be able to also work, in this case, with program management, like in steps we're doing, helping steps, in this case, helping women find, a long-term housing or jobs as well. So, Andrea, are there any questions?
Thanks, Dario. We don't have any large ones right now. So you can continue going, or we can talk about community and have some questions at the end as they come in.
Yeah, no, there's two things that perfect. There's two things that I also want to discuss. Is I know I mentioned reports as well. Reports within the NPSP package, it has hundreds of reports that are the bots within the NPSP that you guys can look here and start some of these reports at any time. And then here be able to see, from NPSP fundraising report that we have, last year, but not this year, again, hundreds and hundreds of reports that you can start. And you can, again, hopefully edit it at any time you have access here. Be able to add and drag and drop based on your needs. If we need to add, department, I can just add it directly here within a specific report. If there's reports that they're not out of the box, like I show you, you can also start your own report from scratch. And that's the beauty of Salesforce, is you're going to be able to have hundreds of reports, not just from, NPSP, but also be able to utilize your Salesforce reports that come out of the box and be able to build the one you have from scratch. So great functionality in both ways. Back here. And last but not least, and I know I showed you, this is one of the questions that have been asked here is, we already know that you'll be able to track your donations for individuals. It's also incredible strong, be able to manage your organizations. As I told you, the household is the type of data architecture within Salesforce, but we also have what we call the organizational record to be able to track, in this case, any company, corporation, government officials, business, anything that you need or want within organizations, be able to track within here NPSP package. And in this case, you can see how I can actually see JP Morgan Chase Foundation, be able to track all that information that matters to me from the donation information and totals, similar to the household record, but then it has more unique things like all the matching information that matter for you guys that are looking for those, and the grant making information, if this is in one organization, they're actually looking to provide grants to you guys, and then what type of funding that focuses within here, and be able to actually add a lot of donations in this case as well at any time. So I can actually go here and be able to see related and be able to see again my affiliated contacts relating to these organizations, my donations, and maybe start working with a grant. Again, you can see here all the type of donations and be able to manage any type of grant that matter to this organization. I know that these are all the time. I know it's hard to literally to show you the power of NPSP within 20 minutes, but I hope I was able to really show you how you can really manage your day-to-day operations utilizing NPSP within Salesforce, and especially with the latest Lightning UI that is incredible, amazing. Andrea?
Great, thanks so much, Dario. If you want to make me presenter again, I want to go over some information on how we develop NPSP, then we have some questions that we will be asking you. We're having some great questions coming in now. So wanted to, again, discuss the great community behind NPSP. And what is so great about this community is we're constantly working with them to develop NPSP throughout the year and throughout the past years as well. So we develop NPSP through something we call community-driven development. So as you can see here, what we do is take the incredible innovation coming from Salesforce.com, including Shield and Lightning and Einstein, and we add industry-specific features. And throughout this whole process, we're communicating with the nonprofit community to ensure that we're building the features and functionalities that nonprofits actually need. And we do this through the Power of Us Hub and getting ideas through there, through working with partners, through the NPSP Advisory Council, through the CIO Advisory Council, and through our community sprints where we bring developers, partners, and anyone interested in helping develop NPSP for 2-day-long sessions to do that. So we really have some incredible community innovation that we're doing to continue developing this product and making sure that we're working on features that are actually going to be useful for all types of nonprofits. And one of the great aspects of our community is something we call the Power of Us Hub. So once you've started a Salesforce trial, you're able to join the Hub, and the Hub is a community of over 29,000 users who are posting over 7,000 posts a month, asking questions about NPSP, about functionality, about how to implement, really just great conversation topics around there. 99% of the questions get answered, so the community is really coming together to ensure that everyone is successful when using Salesforce. We also offer weekly Hub office hours, and there are local user groups throughout the world if you're interested in joining a user group in your area to meet in person. Before we jump into questions, what types of organizations should get started with NPSP? So organizations that are looking to gain a 360-degree view of their entire organization, nonprofits that are looking to fundraise, run programs, and need to show impact. Again, as mentioned, we offer a really fantastic platform that allows you to view all of that information in one place. And again, nonprofits looking to join a really robust and fantastic community that wants to help the nonprofit succeed with technology. So with that, we have some time for questions. So Dario, are you able to explain the household model that NPSP provides? There's some confusion around what that is and what that looks like.
Yeah, not a problem. Yes. So as I said before, the household model allows you to track on the account level the husband, the wife, and all the records and everything happening within there. But then because each household is going to have their own contact, like Rachel and John, so then you can also track how each individual is doing. But remember, everything that is happening on the contact, it also is going to be able to view it on the household level as well. And then the other part is, be able to track the organization records, as I show you at the end.
Okay, great. Are you able to go over kind of high-level automation that Salesforce and NPSP provides?
Yeah, definitely. So there's here's what you get the two beauties. So as for engagement plans, for example, is be able to automatically create a plan without actually lifting a finger, because you're gonna say that for every account or an individual that raise more than $1,000, please create this engagement plan as well, or just utilize it for volunteers hours. For an individual that volunteers more than 100 hours per week, please let's make a phone call from the director of development or the director of the volunteer team, so you don't have to only use it for fundraising as well. So these create a lot of automation, and then you can also use a lot of the automation or workflows that are happening within Salesforce, because it uses a lot of the same objects as well. So if you want to create something, for example, when a new donation is added, please create a chatter post. You can do that with a process builder that is part of Salesforce functionality.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dario. We have a question about matching donations. So how robust is the matching logic for matching donations with donors in the system? Can it handle large volumes with accuracy? So anything, information around matching gifts?
Yeah, so that's a yes. It can manage all of the accuracy that is key. Is be able to manage all the matching gifts that happen on the contact record, but be able to manage also the matching gifts from the organization point of view. So you can do both. So be able to, it is key to be able to apply that matching gift to that specific individual and to that specific record that is key to be able to track from both point of view, from the individual point of view and from the organization point of view.
Okay, great. That was great information there. Can you explain Chatter and how a nonprofit would use it?
Yeah, fantastic. And Chatter is an incredible Salesforce tool that allows you to internally, because it's a social internal tool for not just business. It's for not just for nonprofit, but a lot of business use it within all over the world. So it allows you to collaborate, and not just collaboration on projects. That is also, you can do that, but in specific accounts and record. So I always say this: what happened in emails that stays in emails. I hope that I'm going to be working with Salesforce for 100 years. But then let's say someone else are going to be coming to the steps, that organization that I was showing, and wants to see how I raise the money within Rachel. So you can see all that information, but you can also see all the chatter posts, all the questions that happened on that team that we were working to get that $5,000 gift, and to be able to see how we got there. So be able to pose questions on contacts and accounts, or be able to also share information within dashboards and reports. So it becomes a more interactive way within any nonprofit.
Great. Thank you so much, Dario. Next question we have, where is the donation information coming from? Do organizations need to have their own database for gifts?
No. So the donations are definitely managed within NPSP under the donation record. So you can see all the donation history on the account level and on the contact level as well. And when we talk about donations, one thing that I didn't mention is, it could be, anything from, we talk about a grant, in kind, a major gift, a regular donation, a matching donations that were asked earlier, memberships for those, and tributes as well. So all those type of donations are going to be tracked on the account level and can be entered coming maybe from your online form on your website. It could be also monthly donors or recurring donors coming from the gateway every single month, or it could be coming just for checks coming from direct mail, and maybe go to manually enter there, or do an import for those that use, maybe more robust solutions like a caging company or things like that.
Great, thank you, Dario. Kind of similar to that, are you able to talk about integrations with other platforms, such as other fundraising platforms, or information on overall integrations there?
Yeah, so there's the beauty about Salesforce and NPSP that you can actually integrate with other solutions. I'm not sure what solutions you're asking for, but it all depends. I'm just show you first is the apps change. We have a lot of applications that are incredible for NPSP. A lot of folks use, for example, Conga applications to be able to do a lot of the merging and documents, but taking that to an incredible next level. I have folks that use DocuSign to be able to automatically have signatures when people really say yes to a specific grant or a major gift, and that can be included within there. So there's thousands of applications. They are approved by Salesforce, and if there's none there, you can also create the integrations or with import, export API. So there's different type of things that we can do utilizing different tools based on the system that you want to integrate as well. And then integration means a lot of things. Do we want to bring that data, or we want to just visualize that data from another system within Salesforce? And then we can use different tools.
Okay, thank you so much, Dario. We have a question about the dashboards. Can the dashboards be customized to that donation so that the dashboard only shows specific types of gifts?
Yes, and that's a yes and yes. You can customize the dashboards based on, let's say, only tributes that you want to see or only major gifts. You can do that very, very easily as well.
Okay, great. So let's see what other questions. Are you able to create funds, appeals, and campaigns in Salesforce?
Yes, it's just, those are terms utilized by another system. So we do have a campaign history, and then, we have what we call a child campaign or a parent campaign, and then be able to manage all those levels that you guys, that you are asking, to be able to manage how, those are performing on the campaign or on the fund or on the appeal. In this case, you can be able to do it in what we call the parent or the child campaign, and be able to also do it through, packages and allocations for those that do more, direct mail type of campaigns as well.
Okay. Thanks, Dario. We have a question about event management. Are you able to talk a little bit about that and how you would use the App Exchange to meet that functionality need?
Yeah, and here's what we like about the App Exchange. There are a lot of different events, apps that it can meet based on your needs. And the beauty about this is, against other solutions, is I feel is like if you don't like a specific part, you don't have to go over everything. You can switch certain parts to make sure that fit your mission. So within events, we have incredible applications like Classic that's great with events registration. You can use Click and Pledge, also an incredible application. You could use Eventbrite for larger events as well. Are you looking for more conference or type of large events, or this is more like one of what we call galas or golf type of fundraising events? And then we have also all those areas within peer-to-peer solutions to be able to raise money and be able to bring that data with Salesforce.
Great, thank you. We have a question about pledge processing. Is pledge processing available native in NPSP?
Yes, great question. Yes, and that's a yes. You'll be able to track pledges, and it's a little bit different. So we call those at a stage. So be able to track in what stage each donation is, and what is the probability. I just feel because also pledge is just so broad. I think the beauty about NPSP is we'll be able to know, are we just working, is definitely someone pledge is going to give you the money 100%, or we are almost close to that and working on the 80%, but it hasn't said yes yet. So you can be able to use both, be able to do the prospecting for a pipeline report, so your nonprofit candidates can see when these gifts are going to be coming, and then be able to do the pledge when someone actually commits directly to the gift within the NPSP package.
Great. Perfect. Thank you, Dario. So we have about 2 minutes left, so wanted to end by asking you to discuss the customization capabilities of NPSP. Are you able to talk about how you can customize it?
Yeah. And I've seen incredible, and this is where the power of us communities becomes such an incredible place. And you can see how folks are really using NPSP in many different ways and take it to incredible ways, because the sky is the limit. NPSP is not utilized just in the U.S. We have a lot of clients in Canada, and we have a lot of clients all over the world, including Europe. And also NPSP, one thing I mentioned, is translated in all the different languages. I know Spanish, Hebrew, and French is already there, and I know there's a couple more coming in. So if we have other countries that they want to utilize NPSP fully translated, it can be done as well. And we want to, again, you're getting the best of two worlds, and that doesn't happen in a lot of different systems. So you're going to get the best of Salesforce, the best of the NPSP. That we're investing so many resources and funds every single year, and be able to customize it and be able to add your field, be able to track the things that really matter to you, because a shelter is not going to be able to track the same thing that an organization like STEP be able to help individuals. So you have different items that you want to track, and then be able to also track program management all in one place.
So Andrea and Dario, I really want to thank you guys for joining us today and showing us NPSP. It's a fantastic offering. I want to thank everyone for joining us on the webinar. The next webinar is on August 8th, so please look for that invitation, and please do put that on your calendar, same time. We're going to be sending around links to this webinar, so you'll have access to the webinar and to the slides. And thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.